A little nervous right now, guys.
A little.
A lot.
I mean, you can't really be nervous when, you know.
You know what's going to happen here? We're going to smash this, and then Jurek will have to come back on Wednesdays because remember, the big difference here is Zoom usually, this time in person.
All right, look, if that's the state.
Are you saying if we win this weekend, you're a Wednesday mainstay?
Nah.
He has to be a Wednesday mainstay until we lose again.
Maybe we'll swap. Maybe I'll come in Wednesday and stay home Monday. We'll see.
All right. I say we just get right into it.
Let's do it. Let's randomize the order. Dun, dun,
I've never been here in person to see this. I got to tell you, it's nice.
This is fun.
Because as I said, remember, they don't send me this stuff. So
Oh.
Ariel, you want to?
A lot of pressure. Ariel picking first, Rick second. I will come up third, and Frank.
Ariel, you want to switch, man?
Frank's only got one pick
I'm open
ready.
to switching. Can you tell me what your pick is? Okay, tell me what your
that once it's.
Frank wants to switch with everyone. One pick.
Is there something that you're very, very passionate about?
No, I just only have the one.
Well, it's a tough one, I must say. Alex Pereira plus 175, Izzy minus 205, Gutierrez big favorite, Puelles, Hooker, Brad Riddell, Petrosky.
Yep, these are names
You
of
are
fighters.
definitely naming those names.
281.
I'm just trying to. I'll tell you the one.
He's trying to find it. He's trying to find
I'll tell you the one that I was leaning towards. Wait, I want to see something right here. That's an interesting one. I'm gonna go with this.
Okay.
Can I ask you guys your opinion?
Yeah,
course,
absolutely.
Do you want to poll you?
Blanchfield
We're here for.
McCann over 1.5.
I'm not loving the over-unders lately. So
I've been killing it.
Well, listen,
All right.
I'm saying me personally. So I'm going to let GC speak to that.
GC,
I don't
please.
I don't have a read on that.
I mean, Ollie McCann could get a knockout. There were 2 knockouts came in the 3rd round. Blanchfield, not the biggest finisher, unless you got her on the ground. It's your pick, man. You feel confident
Let me say
about
this
it?
about that pick.
Yeah.
Blanchfield might be somebody's pick later, and then that eliminates that pick.
That does eliminate the potential for Blanchfield.
Is that your pick, Frank?
No.
All right.
Oh,
I
then
think
there you go.
I think
So,
it's Rick's.
No.
No.
What about
Well, it could be one of them, but I have other.
what about Izzy Pereira over 1.5?
I mean, that will likely happen.
I didn't know we
isn't
were
the number
workshopping our picks.
Isn't
here,
the number
right?
like huge?
Minus 560.
That feels surprising with a guy that can just end it at any moment.
Yeah, but I don't. Alex
Poirier-
is not the.
Poirier Chandler over a half round, only being minus 650 seems kind of ridiculous.
People.
Oh,
Think,
you know why? You know why I didn't mention that? It's not even on the damn thing.
Oh, well, it's on DraftKings Sports.
Oh yeah. Why did this site is so really? Okay, you know what? See, I totally forgot about Zhang Weili and Carlos Barza.
Yeah.
All right. Final answer: Carlos Barza, Zhang Weili over 1.5.
Okay, minus 400. There it is.
I see 375, but I guess.
Well, I'm on DraftKings Sportsbook. It's minus.
Okay. Carlos Barza, Zhang Weili over 1.5.
I like that you've taken to these 1.5s. I mean, that's my bread and butter.
I like them too. So far, they've.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they?
All right, Rick, that takes us to you.
Sorry, Frank. That was.
Was that yours, Frank?
No. I'm saying Connor just no-sold that. And rightfully so. not the time, Frank.
Sorry.
I was wondering what that was. This segment is off the rails. Wednesday energy is different over here.
Let our hair down, right?
By the way, any more cupcakes?
I could.
Those are gone.
Oh, really? Jesus.
No more sandwiches either.
I could go with.
All right, go ahead.
I could go with Blanchfield because I'm pretty confident in that one. I'll throw it out there. I have 2 that I really like, and I'll let the masses. I'll let you 3 decide. I'm gonna either take Blanchfield or I'm gonna take Israel. Those are the 2 options.
Wow.
Extremely confident.
Money line?
Israel money line. Yeah.
Wow. Love it.
I don't mind riding with him, bro. I mean, I'm down to go down with the ship of.
Then let's do Israel. Let's give them a little extra value. I'll take Israel.
Israel money line.
Israel money line.
205.
I'm very confident in Israel in this fight.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go down with the Adesanya ship, which brings us to me. I'll keep it short. I will keep it sweet. As soon as I find the prop. Exactly. We have 2 left. One has
Breaking
your name
news.
on it. I will be taking Dominique Reyes versus Ryan Spann to not.
I was
not
the
go
way
the
you set that up.
distance,
I was
yeah.
like, shit. Are
Nah, we
we going
haven't
with a
seen him.
Reyes win?
We haven't seen him in
Yeah,
long
yeah.
enough. Spann,
All right.
I mean, he's chaotic. 7 of his 10 UFC fights ended in the first round. I side with violence in this one. That gets us to plus 142 as we round it out with Frank.
Yeah. So, Hooker
Yes, Dan.
v. Poyes.
Poyes. Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah.
Over 1.5.
Okay. Was that the one you wanted the whole time?
Yes,
just,
sir.
Oh, okay. So it all worked out.
I mean, we have 3 props and 1 money line.
Right.
What does
Wow.
it put us at?
That gets us to plus 269.
Hey, what did they say to
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
They told me plus 250. I kind of hate that we're following their rules.
Well, we weren't intentionally, Paul.
I was looking to buck
I
the
like
system
following
here.
the rules.
The hooker,
Recap
Pueyas could get a little sweaty, but
Yeah.
I'm down with it. It adds some value.
Poyes is a submission hunter, man.
Look, he can submit all he wants.
Hooker
after
can do knockouts,
halfway
too.
through the second.
halfway. Yeah.
All right, let's break it down here. Ariel is going with Carlos Esparza, Zhang Wei Li over 1.5 minus 400. I am going with Dominic Reyes. Ryan Spann does not go the distance at minus 330. Rick is going with Israel Adesanya moneyline minus 12.5, and Frank is going with Dan Hooker versus Claudio Pueyas over 1.5 minus 190. Final playout plus 269.
Is there a
Let's
case to be
go.
made that Rick is the only one with balls who picks an actual winner here?
No.
Is that not a thing? I'm not saying this is a thing, but the haters
Wow.
come out and they're like, oh,
No.
pick a winner. Wow.
I think it's a different mechanism, a different level of difficulty in terms of capping. You have to account for a lot more variables, right? In terms of picking over-unders and things like that. You're accounting for 2 fighters. You're accounting for different outcomes. It's a different mechanism. I would say the odds are what make it risky or not risky. I think I definitely picked the less steep odds, right?
Actually, Frank,
Frank.
with the minus 190.
There you go.
I don't know what
So-
stuck out to him, but
Well,
but he
the
seems
thing
to
is
love it.
I want Hooker to win, but I don't think that's going to happen. But he will go at least a round and a half.
Sound reasoning.
By the way, what would you get if it's an all CKB parlay?
Yeah, what's a 4
right,
CKB?
right now at this current moment.
Money line, Izzy,
Goldberg,
yeah.
Hooker, and
I mean, we
Riddell.
could have just done that. We could have just really rid with the road with the squad.
I know, but that feels like betting with your heart, not your mind, right?
Hooker, Brad Riddell, and Carlos Ulberg pays out plus 789 right now.
Well,
Wow. I
Do we
feel like
take the
someone.
audible? And
there's gonna be some. I veto that.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some. There's gonna be some.
Who's the biggest risk in that bunch?
Brad Riddell is the technically the only underdog on it,
Really?
plus 100. But they're all
Hooker.
very
What's
close.
Hooker?
Minus 145 currently on DraftKings Sportsbook.
Wow. And what's Carlos?
Minus 130 currently on DraftKings Sportsbook.
Okay, it's all pretty close.
They're all very close. For all 4 of them to win, obviously, is over 7-1.
Yep.
Would be tremendous if they did.
I see someone on YouTube chat saying over 1.5 in John Carla is literally a hilarious bet. I love how many these parlays get, how zany these parlays get. Why? Why is that a hilarious bet?
It's pretty standard,
Yeah.
pretty regular.
I don't know.
Nothing really funny.
All right.
I got your attention.
I mean, it's gonna be fun to cheer on. I'm surprised Zhang
Multiple
or
people saying they don't like the 1.5 pick for Whaley.
I mean, it could end in a knockout.
I guess they're predicting that Whaley will knock her
Starcher?
out early.
Yeah.
Jeez. No, I'm sorry. Should I have gone with Blanchfield? And
I mean, I don't
Don't let
see
them get in
the,
your head.
You could just go Wei straight up.
I don't really see the fight that way. I think Zhang will definitely win that fight, but I don't
Yeah.
necessarily see it as
stop
like
it.
a
Stop it, everyone.
1-round starching.
Okay.
I think it's possible, but that's not how I see it.
You took your pick. That's what you got.
Yeah.
We'll
I
see what
feel-
happens.
I feel good about it. Pretty evenly matched card. Which fight are you guys most looking forward to? Izzy Pereira or
Yes.
Dustin Chandler?
Dustin
Izzy
Chandler.
Pereira.
See, I don't think it's an easy answer.
Oh, for me, it's no question.
Why?
Just the stakes, everything that's on the line.
And what about Dustin Chandler?
The stakes are much lower for me. I think it's going to be fireworks. I think it's going to be incredibly entertaining. But
Eric
in
said Dustin
terms
Chandler.
of-
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was.
Oh,
explaining
why am I
mine
most
isn't.
excited about that one? Because I think it's a more fun fight, and I don't think Israel and Alex is going to be very competitive.
There's a chance that Izzy Alex is a bit of a dud. I don't see
think
any
Izzy's gonna-
scenario where Dustin Chandler is a dud.
Chandler goes
That-
back
that's-
to his wrestling roots.
That's my. Even that though,
I don't even
like
know.
that's good.
I don't think his brain is programmed that way anymore.
Yeah,
I know. What was the quote, or what did he say? Make a highlight, be a highlight.
Right.
I think Izzy has been joking a lot about maybe I'm just gonna jab and leg kick him. I wouldn't expect that that's much of a joke. I think his path to victory is very much staying on the outside, jabbing and leg kicking, and I could see him blanking Alex pretty badly. And not give two Fs about it, nor should he.
There's just so much that I just don't know what's going to happen in the main event. I just can't
God,
wait to
yeah.
watch it. I just can't wait.
Because there's pressure on Izzy coming off the last fight. There's the history. There's the backstory. There's Alex. By the way, the one thing Alex has that Izzy's opponents didn't have was Alex has the experience.
knocked out.
He's not intimidated. He's seen this
confidence.
movie. He's done this already with him. He's
Yes.
stared him in the face. He knows what he's bringing to the table. I know it's a different sport. The other guys, Izzy was a bit of a boogeyman. Here's the one thing that Alex doesn't have is he's never fought on a stage like this. He has never fought in a main event of a pay-per-view. He has never fought at Madison Square Garden. Glory is fine, but like this is a different type of beast here. And so maybe the opponent won't get to him, but does the moment get to him? Truth be told, doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. Doesn't
Yeah,
strike me as the
me
kind of guy
neither.
who gets buckled. But I'm curious to see how he performs. We all agree there's no chance he's getting a main event title shot, if not for the history.
Of course not.
Different sport. Is there a case to be made? Some guys are just in the other fighter's head, right? Some guys just have their number. Is Alex that guy for Izzy? Right?
That I would believe as a possibility more so than the idea that Izzy's putting pressure on himself to do something stupid in a fight. I don't believe that Eugene Behrman and the city kickboxing team and Israel Adesanya himself would ever go because people didn't like the Jared Cannonier fight. I'm going to fight in a way that is not optimal for me to win. Cannot buy it. Just do not buy it. If
Do you think
his
there's a
path to
chance it's a
victory-
dud in that Izzy plays it safe?
100%.
Yeah.
I do.
There's a chance, yeah.
By the way, if it turns into that fight, it's going to be tough, at least in the interim, to bounce back from that. People forget.
No, the memories are so short.
People forget.
man.
I agree. Anderson at one point, his stock was now he's
Anderson,
beloved.
Damian Maia fight. Oh,
Damian,
God.
Talas Patrick Cote. I get it. But right now, it will be in a tough spot. His Q
Sure.
rating.
It's not his fault. It is not his fault. It's not on Israel Adesanya
Couldn't agree more.
to fight recklessly so that Alex can have a chance to knock him out.
1,000%.
It's just not.
But the
I'm
pay-per-view, public, those people purchasing.
That's completely fair. I guess I would ask: is Israel even a pay-per-view draw? Like at this point, is he the guy? Is he that guy?
He's one of the stars of the UFC. No?
Yeah.
Who? Okay, active fighters right now. Nate doesn't really count. He's out.
He's out. He's going to be out.
Who's a bigger draw than him right now?
Probably an Usman.
Usman's a bigger draw than Izzy?
I
Crazy.
would say
You're
probably.
crazy. Kamaru Usman is a bigger star than.
Say probably. Yeah.
No, I don't agree. Do you agree with that, GC?
Ah, man. I don't think
I
so.
would say.
no.
I would say more people. Fair enough. Okay, I'll toss that one out.
Volk? No.
Jorge Masvidal, right?
Still?
Yeah. Well, you said Nate. Like, does Nate lose it? Like, I think
No, Nate is
still-
bigger, but Nate is.
I
I'm
think-
considering him outside of the UFC.
No, but I'm saying
Francis?
losses
I was
aren't.
going to say, what kind of numbers does
Francis,
Francis
I
do
would
when he comes
assume.
back?
Yeah,
I mean, he's the heavyweight champ.
because he's the heavyweight champ.
Yeah, like he's a terrifying figure.
Charles?
Maybe. I think here's the thing. All of these, every single one of these names, except for maybe Francis, is opponent dependent. That's the reality of the situation. Every single fighter on the UFC roster right now is opponent dependent, save for maybe Francis Ngannou and Conor McGregor, who's not active. Those are the names. That's it. Like, those are the ones who...
I think Izzy is above that.
You think Izzy is a pay-per-view draw
Izzy-
no matter who he faces?
Izzy is
can't-
must-see TV. To me, he is not dependent on the opponent. I'm
Maybe-
tuning in for an Izzy
maybe
title
I'm-
fight regardless.
Maybe
I
I'm
am
too
too,
quick to
but,
dismiss that.
Yeah.
I find he has an aura to him.
Yes. He definitely does.
Yeah.
He comes across as a star. He comes across as a big deal. And it's almost impossible. Ask every long-standing champion of the UFC, GSP, Anderson Silva, Demetrius Johnson. Like, they all can't be bangers. Because then you're either not gonna have a long title reign, or they're not all bangers. You can't have both. You can't have bangers and a long title reign.
100%.
And I feel like, and by the way, I also will say this. Let me just pull up his resume here so I don't skip any. How soon we forget
Yeah.
the drubbing of Paulo Costa.
Yeah. How
You know
long
what I
ago was
mean?
that 2020?
2020. Yeah.
Right.
How soon we forget the drubbing of, by the way, how soon we forget the Whitaker fight earlier this year was a great fight.
By the way, I wanted to jump in during On the Nose, but you were going.
What?
Whitaker's the guy. It was like, who could Izzy fight? Who's a guy? Like,
Third fight?
Do 10.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Whitaker's the guy.
How soon we forget, the two fights that really hurt him in terms of this label of him being whatever, Cannonier and Romero.
Of course.
The rest, even Vittori too wasn't a bad fight. Gaslam was an all-time classic, which was right before the Romero. Whitaker knockout. Anderson Silva was fine. Derek Brunson finished him. Tavares fine. Like, he's not a boring fighter. I don't know
People are looking for him to be a fighter he's not. And I'm very confident in saying that Israel and City Kickboxing and Eugene Berriman don't care about that. They want to win. And they want to keep that belt for as long as they can, and should.
What will people say if he comes out, gets into a war with Pereira, and wins? Like, it feels like the script will just be flipped automatically. Like,
Of course.
it feels like
They will
people are
forget
just
and
so
forget.
fickle in their memory.
if he knocks him out in a minute or a round or two.
Say he knocks him out in the fourth round, and it's
Yeah.
like a war up until then, and he wins, and it's this legendary fight. I mean, he said it on the show. People will be like, "Oh, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people can flip the script quickly. I mean, just because he hasn't been in wars lately and very exciting fights doesn't mean he can't be, or he hasn't. Like, all those fights that you just listed were incredible fights. They're what made me a fan of Adesanya.
I mean, we may have there's a star power. There's a star needed. There's some extra pay-per-view draws needed by the UFC right now. That's what that conversation.
The biggest draw is the brand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's a good.
We need some new people that are must-see TV.
And maybe that's what they want.
Fair.
Maybe they wanted this. Like, I don't know what Glover and Yuri does.
You
I
know?
mean, say Pereira comes out here and starches Izzy. I mean, you talk about auras. Like, the aura around Pereira at that point is like,
Yeah, but he's not. No one knows who he is. I mean, they will know after Saturday if he does that. But he hasn't been around long enough. Doesn't
For
speak
sure.
English. Doesn't do a lot of media.
I would love to see if he does end up, icing Izzy in like the third round or something. I would love to see what his Instagram followers are now compared to after the fight. I think it would be
Yeah.
a
It'd be
huge
massive.
win for him. I mean, the trolling tour he's been on has
He's
been
a
unreal.
quirky dude. He's a quirky dude. The
He's-
stuff in the woods and the bow
he's
and
got
arrow.
he's got a good
He knows how to
personality.
sell himself.
He's
Oh,
got a
for
good
sure.
charisma, yeah.
The taking the
Guys-
picture with the Elsa in Times Square,
I
all
mean,
the trolling he's been doing has been top notch.
Yeah, if he was able to get a belt, I could see a very similar Charles-esque kind of
Yes.
thing where like he doesn't need to speak the language, but he can convey ideas.
Especially if it's a brutal
in a
knockout.
way.
Yeah, exactly.
in a
Because
way.
he'd be that entertaining, that finishing.
By the way,
style.
speaking of rewriting history, if he knocks out Izzy, just wait at what people will say about Izzy's run.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Lost to Jan,
They'll bury him.
right?
They'll bury him.
They will
Yeah.
rewrite the whole damn thing. Lost to Jan, barely
Three
beat Whitaker
rounds for
earlier this
Romero.
year. They're boring against Romero. Couldn't even beat Romero, they'll say.
Yeah, this is the exact reason why I'm very confident that he's not playing this I have something to show everybody game. Wins are what ultimately
what
win
does he
out.
have to
Wins
show?
are what erase this.
Way more pressure on Izzy.
Of course, naturally.
Yeah, because
Given the history and given...
I think Alex is house
Yes,
money,
yeah.
right? Like,
By the way,
nobody gets a title shot this
100%.
soon.
Alex loses this fight, wins 3 more. They'll be like, all right, now he's ready. He was a
Yeah.
little, pushed
Yeah.
too quickly. Now he's ready. Like, he could easily get a second one if Izzy's still around.
Yep. for
or
sure.
if someone else wins the belt. They do have a real dilemma on their hands with who would be next. But I feel like I couldn't even care less about that discussion right now. That's a Monday discussion
Yeah, I'm
Straight
focused on this fight. This one.
because it's so volatile. The fight is so volatile, right? I think
go
we all
any number
agree,
of
and I don't think this is revision. Like, I don't know if anyone truly in the back of their mind thought that Jared had a chance, even though he was a hard. Like in this one, he connects once. I mean, I remember that fight when Pereira came back, the LFA fight.
Yeah.
I thought the guy died. I mean, the guy was down for at least 6 minutes. I remember watching it on Fight Pass. I was like, what the hell?
He has a power. He has a power, whether it be with kickboxing in big gloves or whether it be in MMA, that very, 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 very few people have. He has an instantaneous knockout power that very few people have, and it's a weapon for him. And Israel Adesanya's been on the wrong end of that. He's already seen that.
Mm-hmm.
He's had that. He's had that happen to him, and he's seen that, and he knows what he did wrong. Can Alex do it again? Now that would be something.
Spectacular.
That would be something very.
And then you can hear people
Insane.
saying like, "Oh, smaller gloves, power connects if you knocked him out with the big gloves, right?"
Yeah, but that's almost irrelevant, right? I think the small. This is maybe a topic of conversation. I think the small gloves favors Izzy
Why?
because in the big gloves, we already know Alex has that power. He's going to knock you out whether he's wearing. He could be wearing sock and boppers and he's going to knock you out. It
Right.
doesn't really matter what he has on his hands. It doesn't make he's not going to hurt you more. He could knock you out if he had the biggest possible gloves in the world on. Doesn't really matter. So the small gloves, yeah, he'll knock you out in those too. That doesn't really matter. What it changes is your defensive tactics and hiding behind the guard, using your gloves as defense. Things like that I think Israel Adesanya has now had to adapt to in an MMA capacity, defensively, that Alex Pereira has not. And so I think his experience in cage time and use of those gloves against very dangerous opponents favors him more than any. Like, he's not going to knock him out extra hard just because he has smaller gloves.
Would you make the argument that there's a higher likelihood of Izzy getting a knockout with the small?
I do.
It's like he had him hurt in that second round, like you mentioned on Monday, Ariel.
Yep.
Like if those are 4-ounce gloves, does he put him out instead of just wobbling him?
Now, I don't think Israel's that guy necessarily. Like, I don't think Israel is like necessarily like a guy who's going to be in a firefight with Alex and have that one punch, but a TKO kind of catching him slipping a little bit. Yeah, I think the gloves are big in Israel's favor over Alex.
Ooh, I can't
now,
wait.
that doesn't mean
Yo, the tension before the fight. Like
I'm
them
just thinking about it right now. I'm getting like excited sitting here.
the tension before.
I can't wait.
I don't think Izzy messes around with a walkout this time.
I don't think so either. I think he was serious on
he
Monday.
said it. If you believe him, he said he's not.
All business.
He said it to you. So
And a reminder that GC and the boys will be doing a watch party this Saturday.
Yes,
Mike
me and
Heck in
Heck,
studio.
whole crew.
Let's go.
Everyone, any surprises, any teases, any gimmicks? You're going to be opening
Oh, there's
packs?
gonna be gimmicks. Yeah, rip some packs. I got a brand new box in.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got a lot in store.
You need
We
to get that
had,
sponsored, bro.
you're the guy, bro. You're the one who's gonna hit them up, man.
Yeah, well,
You call your people over at Panini.
they are good people.
So you
all right,
do
well,
have people over there.
So you can literally watch this man watching his guy
Oh man, I might
in
be
those moments.
Yeah, T-shirt will be out. Testing the curse once again.
I got the team shirt from Eugene. You saw that?
Yes, I was a little bit jealous because it's a sick shirt.
Is it not for sale?
I haven't looked. Maybe it's on the Engage website. All 4 of them went on Saturday. I purchased it as soon as the fight's over.
Let's go. You love doing that, right?
Oh, I love it, especially if I'm cashing a bet on the person. Take my winnings and buy the T-shirt. It feels like
that's
it's like
the best.
a badge of honor after cashing a bet with them.
What is that? New York City Marathon shirt?
Jacket, yeah.
Yeah.
Finishers Club, no big deal.
Damn. Oh, that's 2019.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
It was nice.
Alex, 6-1. Not a lot of experience. 33 wins, 7 losses in kickboxing. So certainly has fought a lot. But had that run from 2015 to 16. Had 3 fights in MMA, jungle fight. Focused on kickboxing afterwards. Returned in November 2020 in LFA. Knocked out Thomas Powell in a little over 4 minutes, and it was scary. Find that video. The knockout was scary, and that's the one that got him signed by the UFC. Made his debut a year ago. Amazingly, we were talking about his debut at MSG on November 6, 2021. The MSG card last year, headlined by Usman and Covington.
I think it was Jedi that posted it. Your interview with Glover. And Glover's like, a year from now, you're going to be talking about the Izzy Pereira title fight.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, and he was
Mr.
right.
Glover beat Andreas Michailidis, then beat Bruno Silva via decision. And some people were like, oh, maybe slow your roll. And then, of course, the Sean Strickland fight. So let us see who GC has for this weekend. What do we got?
Yes.
What do we got?
Let's do it. Let's dive right in. First one up. It is a man from City Kickboxing, Carlos Olberg. Yeah, I mean, Nega Mariano. Yeah, nice little touch with the New York, the gold for the pay-per-view. Nega Mariano, I mean, step up, I would say, for Carlos. But, I mean, the thing that he doesn't really have is he doesn't move his head off the center line. He gets hit a lot, minus 1.9 strikes per minute differential. Carlos Olberg, what does he have other than his dash and good looks? It's volume, 8.91 strikes per minute. So I just think that as long as it stays standing, I mean, I think of Mariano, he does go for takedowns, but it's not that often in fights, and I think Olberg can fight him off. As long as it stays standing, I think Olberg has the advantage here. So
Are you surprised he's the favorite?
A little bit. I've been riding with Olberg, and I'm going to continue to ride with him. But yeah, it is a little surprising that it's the odds are as close. I thought Nega Mariano may be a larger favorite.
What's so funny?
Nothing. You got the cake now, cupcake.
Well, we weren't supposed to tell everyone.
I mean,
It sounded like you had something in your mouth. Let's keep it rolling here. Matt Frivola, the steamroller, going up against Azaitar, making his debut after the UFC 257 potato scandal. They were supposed to fight then.
What?
You know about that?
No.
What? He got
that he got sick?
He got like suspended from the UFC because some guy snuck into the COVID, the bubble, the island. Oh my
God, I forgot about
they left a bag in there, and then Azaitar claimed that it was a bag of potatoes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Wait, I didn't realize that his alibi was potatoes.
Yeah, it was potatoes.
Yeah, there's no chance there were potatoes in there.
No shot. The guy got like removed from the bubble. I mean, fantastic stuff.
Yeah. What do we think it was, by the way?
I don't know.
I feel like New York Rick has an answer to this. He doesn't want to say.
No, I'm not about to speculate on literally anything in the entire universe that could be in that bag.
Seems dicey. It seems dicey.
Imagine your alibi being potatoes. Like what? You couldn't get potatoes from the kitchen in the hotel?
He was asked questions about this at media day and has kind of joked. You know?
Yeah. Why would you leave the potatoes in the room anyway?
Mysterious.
Oh, so he is acknowledging wink wink nudge nudge. It's a BS story.
He's just saying yes. It's something.
If I'm mistaken, isn't the story the
innocuous.
guy like took one of the team's bracelets, put it on, got into the COVID bubble, went into the hotel, then climbed like balcony to balcony to, I believe, Matt Frivola's room or Matt Frivola's team's room and left the bag of potatoes?
No, not for Vola. Azaitar.
Azaitar's room.
Yeah.
Sorry. And left the bag of potatoes there?
Supposedly. I mean,
That's the report.
And by the way, didn't Dana say that night, like, this guy will never fight in the UFC again?
Yeah, there was
welcome back,
big-
Ottman.
Yeah.
a big breakdown.
Crazy. Honestly, like, in the midst of the pandemic, that's a pretty bad thing to do.
Yeah, it was great.
All just, for some potatoes. He wanted some potato gratin.
I got some breaking news.
Oh, what do we got?
Oh.
Bad? Shit.
No, nothing bad.
This is rare. I mean, another reason why you should be here on Wednesdays.
Tweet from, no, it's a tweet,
Oh.
but I spotted it. Tweet from Danny Rubenstein,
Uh-oh.
manager to the Stars.
Oh, mentioned earlier in the show.
Can confirm
Oh. About the shoes?
Jake Hager did indeed take Daniel Cormier.
Wow.
Took him down.
Wow.
Wow.
Should we get Jake on the phone? I mean,
Call him.
Get DC on the phone. He has some
Yeah.
crimes to answer for. Lying straight to your face.
I'm going to send him the tweet right now. Thank you for that. Thank you for following up, and thank you to Danny, one of the great guys in the biz. Sorry for hijacking.
No. There's, I love it. Let's get right back into it though. I'm taking the under 2.5 in this one. I mean, we talk about power punchers. Azaitar has that death touch, man. He can put your lights out. Just go back and watch his first two fights in the UFC. Clean knockouts in the first round. I mean, he's got power. We've also seen Matt Frivola struggle taking big shots in his UFC career. He's been KO'd twice, dropped 5 times. But even with that history, he still doesn't really have any sort of fear engaging in brawls. I mean, he seems to enjoy that. Go watch his last fight with Genaro Valdez. I mean, it was just a complete slobber knocker through the entire first round until Frivola eventually got the finish. I mean, dropped Valdez like 5-6 times. He will brawl. Really, the only way that I see this one not going the under 2.5 is if Frevola just comes in here and just strictly goes to a wrestling game plan and lays and prays. I mean, because I think even if he gets the takedowns, he'll go for the ground and pound. He'll try to get his Zaiter out of there. But I think in front of that Madison Square Garden crowd, Frevola is going to be willing to come in there, swing and bang, and I think someone is going to go out. So I like the under 2.5 in this one. We'll keep it rolling. I mentioned fight doesn't go to a distance earlier. I'm going to take the under 1.5 in Reyes Spann as well at even money. If you just look at these guys' fights, I mean, Ryan Spann just has a habit of making fights quite chaotic. 7 of his 10 UFC fights have ended in the first round. Reyes, 6 of his 9 UFC fights have not seen the third round. It's just big dudes with finishing capabilities that have also been finished. Don't know what Dominic Reyes we're going to get. It's been a while since he last fought, but I can almost assure you that Ryan Spann will make this fight chaotic. So I do not see it seeing the scorecards, and I'm going to lean on the side that we don't even see the over 1.5 in this one. Next up, it is Brad Riddell, the man who was just here on Monday afternoon going up against Donato Moicano. Moicano dangerous on the ground.
Wow. Big one. Sorry. I like reacting in real time.
I mean, I love it. I love the reactions. Gives us a little dialogue to it instead of me just blabbering about it. Moicano coming off a world-class beating by RDA. I know it was on short notice, but
wow, jeez.
You watched the fight. It felt like it should have been called, no?
Shouldn't have been a 5-round fight to begin with.
I mean, it just should have been called shorter. And I mean, just occurring that much damage over those 25 minutes, I do worry for Moicano. And I think if this stays standing, Riddell, with the Muay Thai background, the acumen that he has on the feet, I think he will have the advantages there. Obviously, if it goes to the ground, we could be in trouble. I won't deny that. But I'm going to side with Brad Riddell to get this one done, which leads us to our next pick. If you're starting to pick up on a little bit of a trend here, the next one up is Dan Hooker. I'm going to take him on the money line. So Claudio Puelles, he's won 5 straight. He's looked good doing so, getting quite a few submissions on the way. Here's the thing, though. In his last 5 fights, Clay Guida, Chris Grutzmacher, they're not quite Dan Hooker. I think this is a big step up in competition for Puelles. And then on the flip side of that, Dan Hooker, you look at his last 5. Yes, he is 1-4. I think this is a big step down in competition for Hooker. I mean, you're talking about Arnold Allen, top 5 featherweight, in my opinion, future champion. Islam Makhachev on incredibly short notice, lightweight champion. Nasrat, dominant win. That was just 1 year ago that he had that dominant win. Michael Chandler, top 5 lightweight. Dustin Poirier, top 5 lightweight. Both those guys also fought for a title. I think Puelles is a big step down for him. If he can't handle this, you really have to start to wonder where his career is heading at this point. And I think CKB is going to get him right back against the wall, and I think he's going to step up in a big moment in front of the MSG crowd. And I mean, if Puelles can't get this to the ground, I think Hooker's going to make it look easy. I think he is levels above him on the feet, and he's got 78% takedown defense over a massive sample size. So I think if it stays standing, Hooker's going to have this one in the bag, and I'm going to lean on the side that most of it does happen. Just like with the Moicano fight, if it hits the mat, we might be in trouble, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it doesn't.
That is great insight. And can I just say, if all 4 win, if we get a CKB sweep, this goes down as one of the great nights in the history of any team in MMA. Like, it goes down with the SBG night in Dublin, Whitman's night, actually last year. No?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't agree with that.
What are you talking about?
they go 4-0.
Why is this so much better than when they went clean sweep in Australia? Like, why?
I didn't say it's better. I said it just goes down.
Nah, I think the whole
At MSG?
What's so special about MSG for them? I feel like
It's just it's an iconic venue.
If they did it in Australia, New Zealand, to me, I
just think
How often has a team gone 4-0 in one night?
that's the biggest thing. You're going 4-0.
Yeah.
And very close
they
fights.
went
I'm not saying it's-
somewhere.
Yes, but I'm not saying it's 3. I think he said repeat the 3-peat. I don't think they've ever gone 4-0. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's big.
It will be
I'm
a
not trying
huge topic of conversation.
I'm not
trying
trying
to
to
poo-poo it.
downplay that, but I'm just saying, this is just a random American city for them. Like,
What?
home?
New York Rick is saying New York is a random American city. Get the fuck out of here. This isn't
Fair.
Cleveland.
Fair.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, wow.
What?
that is
Gee,
true.
shots at Cleveland.
I mean, come on.
Fair.
New York City, Madison Square
But
Garden.
to them, I'm saying. To them, right?
They
I
recognize
get it.
Izzy himself.
I think New York is a big deal to them. I mean, I
Izzy-
love Atlanta
Izzy
as much
isn't
as
fun.
anyone, but if they were fighting in Atlanta,
No.
I feel like that's a random American.
I get it.
city.
MSG. Yeah, I mean, the Knicks have done everything they can to make the Garden not.
Listen, I'll be the first to admit that. Like, I do think it's a little bit overhyped these days because the Knicks have been
it's
so bad.
Yeah, it's
But
Hasn't been any.
for fighting, there's a rich history.
It's significant. I
By the
maybe
way,
I'm
even for MMA, like
Yeah, there's some. It's been
In a
home
very
to some
short-
very
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
big moments.
I also feel like to non-Americans, it's New York, it's LA, and then it's everything else.
I'm 100% with you,
Vegas.
but like, I'm for American cities, great. But I'm just saying, like, if they did this in front of a raucous crowd of their country,
Sure, 100%.
we're
It
talking
won't hit
like
the same.
levels here.
But I'll say it still goes down as one of the great nights. I'm not saying the greatest night. I'm just saying one of the great nights.
all right, fair
it's a
enough.
great night.
It's a great
Fair.
night. 4-0.
I've been
The
convinced.
Whitman
Fair enough.
night was great too. Two
Whitman,
champs and
Whitman night might be the greatest of all time for
Yeah, that was a-
considering the stakes, right? It was
Yeah, the
Gaethje,
stakes. It was unbelievable.
Rose, and it was Kamaru. That is, I don't know if anyone's had a night quite like that, but for a team,
Every one of those fights was a headliner level
oh yeah,
fight.
3 of
and
the
that
5
and that
matter.
being like the entire gym. Am I not mistaken that they just have the 3 athletes there?
I think they might have like a smaller person here or there, but yeah, those are the 3 big dogs for sure.
Yeah.
How quickly
Alright, so
things
yeah.
change, right? Gaethje
Oh
not really in the
gosh.
picture. Rose non-champion.
I've seen people being like, "Oh yeah, Whitman actually isn't a good coach."
Oh, fuck
my
off.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, the fickleness is
Oh,
insane.
stop.
I mean, he was
recency
50
bias
seconds
is
away
wild.
from beating Leon and still being the man.
All right, so yeah, Dan Hooker money line. We'll keep it rolling. Dustin Poirier, KO TKO. Didn't really love the money line on him, and I just feel like this is the most likely path to victory if he's going to win. 10 of his last 14 wins. Excuse me, 10 of his
Wow.
last 14 wins are by knockout. And if you just go back and we talked about it earlier, Michael Chandler. He's here to make a highlight or be made into a highlight. I mean, he has fireworks now. I feel like it's what you said. His brain doesn't really operate depending on that wrestling like he used to earlier in his career. And you just watch his fights. I mean, they're just pure chaos from the jump, whether they end in finishes or not. The Gaethje one was pure chaos as well. But just going back and watching it, the Ferguson fight, Ferguson had him hurt, had him in a couple of suspect positions in that first round. He took the first round on all 3 judges' scorecard. Obviously, we know how it ended with the head kick KO. Gaethje, it almost felt like that Gaethje fight was similar to the Moicano RDA fight in that it felt like Gaethje was taking off the gas in the 3rd round just because of how much he was brutalizing him. Charles Oliveira obviously finished him, dropped him, had him hurt. He's been dropped numerous times in his 4 fights in the UFC. Obviously, Dan Hooker was a different story, but it still ended in a first-round KO. I just think this one is going to be chaos. I'm going to side with the guy that has the better defensive boxing, that just has the better boxing overall, because if you watch Dustin's fights, I mean, Charles obviously dropped him. He didn't win the fight, but dropped him, knocked out McGregor twice. I mean, he has the better boxing in what I think is going to be a standing fight. So at plus 165, that was one of the bigger reasons for it. I like this number. I'm going to ride with Poirier to win by KO.
Love it. Big time
Next up.
stuff.
Big time stuff. Zhang Esparza, I'm going to take this one to not go the distance
Okay.
at minus 125.
Hopefully not under around.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we get that magic spot there over 1.5, but it still doesn't go to a decision. I won't be surprised if that does happen. I mean, Zhang, she has the power, she has the volume, she has the aggression. I mean, just everything on her favors, everything on the feet favors Zhang. I don't think she's going to fear the takedowns like it felt like Rose did in that last fight, and we just kind of got a staring contest. I think she's going to bring the fight to Esparza, and I think Esparza is going to be in over her head when it comes to the fight on the feet. Sure, the last 2 rounds of the Rose Zhang fight that went to a decision kind of worry me. Rose got the takedowns and kind of controlled it, and that's how she was able to retain the belt. But I just think Rose is so much better on the feet than Esparza, in my opinion, and I think Zhang is that much better than Esparza. I think she's going to find the shot eventually. I mean, also, if you look at Esparza's title run, I mean, it isn't the most impressive on paper. I think Zhang takes the belt back here, and I think she does it inside the distance. The inside the distance line wasn't good enough for me to take that. It was only even money, so I figured I'd just take fight does not go at minus 125.
This is going to be a really interesting fight, and I think the 115-pound division is in a really interesting spot right now.
You love the straw weights.
Now, I feel like it was kind of like a prime time weight class, and now I feel like it's just sort of floating in the wind.
I think that might just be the activity level. I think it can pick back up pretty quick.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's unable to do so. I just feel like right now it doesn't have the momentum that it may have had last year.
I think after Saturday it will feel.
Feels like a bunch of these Apex main events that they throw together are strawweight fights.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's probably
fair.
true. That's probably true. It's going to be interesting. I think Zhang getting the belt back could.
Zhang's new hairstyle is super cool.
Yeah, she's She's looked impressive.
Got some
leading up to this
swag.
fight.
She does.
She's definitely got swag. She always brings something interesting to fight week, in my opinion.
Also, who would have thought she'd be in this spot, a year ago?
It's crazy.
0 for 2 against Rose. I don't think anyone thought Rose would give up the belt this soon. Now here she is on the verge of a potential second run as champ.
Yeah.
On to the main event. First, I'm going to take the under 4.5. I feel like the way that Alex Pereira wins this fight is by knockout, but I also think that an Adesanya finish is live as well. We've seen him get finishes in these big spots before, and I think if Pereira brings the fight to him, and this does become a war, I think someone is going to get finished. At plus money, this was just something that I couldn't pass up, especially over the course of 25 minutes, 4-ounce gloves, and the way that these guys can hit in a fight that neither man has ever landed a takedown in their UFC career. I favor someone to go out, and I like the number at this one. I think it's still at plus money across all sports books. Also, I feel like the knockout by Pereira is his most likely path to victory, so it is somewhat of a little bit of a hedge for, obviously, the last play of the night. You know where we're going. It's Israel Adesanya money line. We had to do it. I mean, I've ridden Pereira the first 3 times in his UFC career. He's won me some money. I like watching him. I think he's incredibly exciting. I think his social game leading up to this has been fantastic, but, loyalties don't die so easy around here. Been riding Izzy for much longer, so we're going to continue to do that. And that leads us to a little parlay that we already alluded to.
Oh,
It's the City Kickboxing Parlay.
Yes.
Snagged at plus 864. I mean, these guys can become heroes for me if they get this one done. I would absolutely love to see that. But if we can get 3 out of 4, I'd still be happy. So I am all in on Team CKB. I got a little violence parlay for Vola, Azaitar, and Reyes Span. And then I added on Poirier Chandler. And then I got a prop parlay, Choi Trezano over 1.5. That Poirier Chandler line over a half round at minus 650. I just couldn't pass up on that. You rarely ever see a half round, especially for lightweights at minus 650. And then Zhang Weili money line. And then the parlay I had last week. We already got Miranda Maverick, Aaron Blanchfield, and Zhang Weili to go. That pays out at minus 102. And then last but not least, watch the watch party.
Oh, there it is.
Saturday night, you mentioned it, 9:45 start. Me, Mike, special guest, Mysterious Frank will be there. It should be good fun. A lot of stuff planned.
New York Rick?
Nope, no New York Rick. He's going to be busy, man.
Are you
He's
going to be
got
at the
things to do.
event? When was your last show that you were at? Oh, Long Island?
Have I been to one before? Between then? No, must have been. Yeah, Long Island.
You're averaging like 2 a year, 2, 3 a year.
Try and mix it up.
It's good enough.
I mean, I heard Frank was going to be there, so I'm not coming anyway.
Frank's going to the event? No, he's not.
No, this.
Oh, this. Yeah,
watch
yeah.
party.
Yep.
Wow.
Frank, how much do they have to pay you to come in for a late Saturday? I
We
mean,
get
it's
paid for this stuff?
Yeah, it's
Good
true.
one,
Oh.
Frank.
2 of us.
Yeah.
We get
Frank.
paid for this stuff?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you're going to be out of here 1 a.m. ish.
Later, 1:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Frank know that?
And then
Does he know they end
I'm
that
right
late?
back up in the morning for brunch at 8:15.
Cafe Mogador.
Where are you going? What, you
You
have
might
a
want to be there at 9:30.
you have a brunch date?
Yeah, whole fam.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you're working this weekend and your family in town.
Lot going on. Busy weekend. For
They
sure.
coming?
To what?
To the watch party.
Yeah.
Nah, they can pull it up on their laptops.
Oh, all right. That's weird.
They are going to see the studio, though.
How?
I'm bringing them in on Saturday
Oh, so they are coming.
during the day.
It's just going to
Oh.
confuse everyone.
Yeah.
Not
During
the
the day.
actual, not the actual watch party. I'm just going to
You're just gonna show it to them.
show them the setup.
And here's
see
an
what's
empty
good.
controller.
They can see my corner here. Maybe take some
Pick on the
pictures,
set?
you know? Oh yeah, we'll
World
get a picture
renowned?
with them on the set.
That's fun. I wish I was here.
They were like, yeah, it's like we're going to Jimmy Fallon or something.
Wow. There's no chance they said that. But I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I want to pretend like they said that.
They were like, it feels like we're going to the set of the Howard Stern show.
Wow. Now you're just trying to
Boy
butter me up.
Studios.
Oh, stop it. What?
Yeah, that's what my dad said. My dad.
Your dad said that?
Studios,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. I didn't know he was a homeless cat. That's amazing. Mr. Burks. Shout out. And what's the occasion? Why they coming in for 281?
No. Yeah, if we want to break the fourth wall, my brother is performing on the Today Show on Friday
That's
morning.
Something. What's he performing?
He is a professional clarinetist, and he's in the presidential's own Marine Corps band, and they're performing on the Today Show for Veterans Day. So the whole fam is coming up here.
That is
Rock.
in studio?
What do you mean? Yeah, like
Where do they perform? Or is it outside?
yeah, like at Rockefeller Plaza.
Do they do it indoors or outdoors?
They'll be outdoors. Yeah.
Are you going?
And like, oh yeah, oh
Today,
yeah.
what time is
Absolutely.
the wake up?
Oh man, I'll get up at like 5:30, be there by 7 a.m. and like they'll bump to break like 4 or 5 times, and then they'll do their own little like 3 or 4 minute performance.
Well, how many people in the band?
30, 40, 50?
Will they shout him out?
No.
No, they won't say him. But he'll be there.
Oh,
Does he
be
look like you?
very similar. Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't have the facial hair like me, but yeah,
Right.
he just looks
Same
like an older
hairstyle.
version of
Are
me.
people going to come up to
Yeah,
him?
receding hairline. Yeah, all that.
What was that, Frank?
Just wondering if people were going to come up to GC. Get a
me?
signature. Yeah, like they did
No.
at the marathon.
That's possible. Wait, people came up to you at the marathon?
Oh, but
No.
we were on the lookout for it for sure.
No one recognized you.
No, of course they didn't.
It's the stash.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
Wow, Frank, stirring the pot. Well, that's fun. Congrats. Where does your brother live?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. Why? Does he work for the...
Yeah, he's technically a staff sergeant in the Marines
Wow.
through playing the clarinet.
Professional clarinetist.
Yeah, like he has to go to like barracks to practice the clarinet.
Why are you
Has to
laughing
have
about
the,
this?
have to have the haircut because it's a hilarious thing because I've known my brother my entire life.
Is this his
and-
full-time job?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is like
He
has-
doesn't, like-
when he comes home and visit, he has to like go on leave from the military. Like he is in the military.
But his
as a
sole job
clarinetist.
at the military is clarinetist?
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
kidding.
He's got to have the Marine haircut when he goes in, when he's on leave and he has to go in the airport. He's rocking like the Marine uniform. It's people are like, thank you for your service. And
And
yeah,
he's
he
like,
plays the clarinet. He plays the
what?
clarinet.
Does he recognize that it's a little bit funny?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We joke about it all the time. Yes. It's a.
Did he ever serve in terms of like
No.
combat?
Oh,
No. He didn't have to do that.
Was that a back? Was I not allowed to ask that?
that's fine. It's just that is a service.
Wow.
He like skipped basic training, all that, like jumped the ranks. It's yeah, it's a ridiculous thing.
This is incredible. I didn't even know that was a job.
Neither did I until he got it. It's
And this is his job, full time.
full time.
what a gig.
Full time thing. It's a great gig. Yeah.
And now he's on
Great
the Today Show.
benefits. Yeah. Now we'll be on the Today Show, and we all get to go watch him.
Incredible.
Yeah. Look for me in the crowd. I'll have a sign or something.
Yeah, can you do
MMA or
yeah. Or
Mondays
just
and
like say Mysterious Frank equals ratings or something like that.
Oh,
Very pro wrestling like. Or how about this one? A sign, I've seen Mysterious Frank's face.
All right. Yeah. You know they give you signs as you enter in, and you can like fill out stuff.
Oh my God. Imagine.
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I've seen Mysterious Frank's face.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Is your family going to be like, you wasted your sign on this?
No.
I think
Absolutely
it's a
not.
great. I mean,
That's right.
it'd be
Yeah.
huge. I mean, that would be. I mean, you're a baby face already, big time. You'd be uber baby face.
I mean, if we could get on the Today Show in the background, that'd be hilarious. My dad's huge. My dad's 6'6". Maybe I'll get him to hold it.
Oh my God,
to
you
get
think
that.
he wouldn't, feel a little weird about that or what?
No.
He's in it for the cause. Let's do it.
Speaking of which, by the way, Jake Hager now getting involved in the tweets saying, "I got receipts, DC. I would never lie about a takedown." So this has turned into a thing now.
Not looking good for DC.
See, this is what happens. I was on this show, and
He comes on the show, sees you for the first time in a long time, lies straight to your face.
Yeah.
That's how he treats you.
that is weird.
I mean, is that friendship? I don't know.
That is weird.
Find out.
I wonder what kind of receipts he has, though. By the way, because like we're talking about something that happened 20 years ago.
Somebody's got like a handy cam.
Yeah,
Like
Somebody
somebody's
does.
mom was at the practice and they've got the handy cam.
Also, I feel like DC's memory of how old. So Jake Hager is 40. DC is like 42, right? He's not a. He was kind of scoffing at the idea that
Is DC 42? No. He was like 42 in
he's
his
43.
career, no?
He's 43.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not that much older than him.
Why did I think DC was older than that? Okay, fair enough.
Dicey. Very dicey. All right.
Not good. Not a good look.
Jake Hager.
Yeah. Big Jake, Oklahoma's finest.
I was going to say University of Oklahoma, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Big fan. Jericho Appreciation Society. One last thing that I wanted to end on before we say goodbye. True or false? And I feel like we should is this Frankie Edgar's last fight?
True.
Even I see the post here from Media Day. Oh, last fight, but I'd come back for a Manny super fight or something like that. Manny Pacquiao, that is.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to get these fights
Yeah.
that'll get him out. I think he's done.
You don't think there's a BKFC an Ahmad Fight Club, something.
I think Frankie has had his time and his his legacy. I was talking about this on Heck of a Morning, great show, Mike Heck.
Great show.
Legend.
I think Frankie Edgar is one of the most underappreciated fighters in MMA, combat, whatever you want to call it, history. The things that he was doing at a time before people really were swapping weight classes very much and jumping around, the things that he was doing as, let's call it what it is, like probably a bantamweight in the lightweight division when it was full of sharks then, it's full of sharks now, it's always been full of sharks, is incredible and should be applauded. I think he's, as I said, one of the most underrated and most legendary fighters that's ever walked this earth, and has done everything. Like, what more do we need from Frankie Edgar? Like, there's really nothing left to accomplish for this man. He's done it. I hope it's his last fight because there's no reason to continue. He's done it all. Wish him well. Enjoyed watching him greatly as somebody who cheered against him many a time in his prime. The best of Frankie Edgar, and hopefully he doesn't go out sad. Let's root for a good one.
Oh yeah,
Get the takedowns, and he should.
A lot of people don't like the matchup.
Gutierrez got 10-8'd by Cody Durden. If Frankie can get the takedowns, I think he can find some success.
Well, this is the UFC way, right? Like, it's like there's no easy fights, even on the way out, even for the legends.
Yeah, it's true.
You fight a guy and you show if you're good enough or not. I mean, look, we've seen it before. Like, how good would you say Ricky Simone is, right? That dude's really good. Uriah Faber turned back the clock on one night. He was able to do it. So that's what it is. You can either do it or you can't. Maybe Frankie Edgar is going to turn back the clock and that'll be something special at MSG.
Oh, the walkout, the biggie.
Yeah. Frank, just a little bit of breaking news before we get off here.
I have breaking news. I have breaking news. I wanted to end it. I have breaking news. This camera right here. To all the haters, to all the naysayers, to all the doubters, 2 fingers salute to you. Forrest is magic, all of the pitch. Forrest is magic, all of the pitch. Was that your breaking news? All of the pitch. My breaking news. Tottenham 0, Forrest 2. Forrest is magic.
Let's be clear. It was the Carabao Cup to move to the 4th round. We are in the 4th round now, but yes, Tottenham Hotspurs.
Read it and weep, baby. They said that we were dead, but guess what? We're still the bread. Forrest the magic, all on the pitch. Forrest the magic, all on. Going strong into the International World Cup break. All you haters, all you doubters, they're still our squad. Wait, let me get my shirt. Forrest the magic,
this is unprecedented.
All on the pitch. Forrest the magic, all on the pitch. All on the pitch. And guess what, Tottenham? I got a little song for all of you yids. You'll never sing that. Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. Yeah. This is the type of analysis and insight that you can expect come World Cup time. And I think a perfect way to end today's magical show. Would you not say that, Frank?
Yeah. I think you did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. What a day it has been. What a time it has been. I can't believe DC was in studio. I can't believe all of this is happening to us. What a week on the program. Golly. CKB All-Stars.